Hello, all my beautiful souls. I hope you guys are doing well. Today is a wonderful day for me and hopefully for you as well. So, I want to first start off saying that I have a new episode up on my podcast, Dysfunctional People, on Spotify and Apple Music, so please give it a listen. It was very short and sweet, which is a little different from the few or the other podcast episodes I have, but I hope you still enjoyed it. And I'm going to talk more about that in this video, a lot more shorter. Yeah, because there's just so much that I want to talk about, and I guess I could have talked about all of it in the podcast, but I just didn't. I just didn't, so here I am right now. Yeah, so hope you guys are doing well, and yeah, so a couple of days ago, I just been reflecting a lot. I've been reflecting a lot during this trip to LA, and I thought to myself, even if all the good memories I have are like a needle in the haystack that's more lost than found, finding it isn't really important, like actually finding it, because just knowing about it and remembering about it and appreciating about it is so much more essential than actually always keeping those good memories. Of course in life there's never like a always like constant up or constant down. It's always up and down, and so there's never constant anything. Life is ever changing, our moods are ever changing, our perspectives are ever changing. We're growing, we're evolving, we're expanding our world, ourselves. So everything just is basically moldable. Everything in this life is moldable, and you can always create things, you can always shift things. So when you're in a downfall, don't forget that there are days where you're on a high, right? Sometimes we can get so zeroed in on our problems and issues and downfalls and faults and things that we lack, that we forget that there's so much beautiful and love around us. We forget that we have people who love us and care for us, and that we've laughed before, we had fun before, that we're blessed and that we're lucky. And I think it's common, to get really like sucked up into this downward spiral. It's kind of like a little bit addicting, and yeah, I think we make our problems or our issues really, really huge, and when we see like the good part, right, maybe it's like really small compared to everything else that's happening, right? Maybe you're dealing with just a lot of things like relationship issues with family or friends, or your partner, with yourself. Maybe you're dealing things with at work. Maybe you're dealing with things around the house, like you're moving houses, or you're just sitting in, or there's whatever you're dealing with. We always, I think we just focus, again, we zero in on that we really, really forget that this world is huge, and we're never going to be in that constricting place forever, right? We always get out of it, we always pick up, and we always ride that really good wave up. So yeah, I just remember the good people, the good times, the good shits. Just remember all of that and appreciate that. And know that when you are struggling, when you're just defeated, that there are people who care about you, and there are times when it was good, and there are times where it will be good, right? Future tense. There are times when everything will work out, and it will work out. You just have to believe it and just kind of zoom out a little bit, right? Zoom out a little bit, take a breather, get some space to reflect on it, and I promise you, you're gonna have a completely different perspective. You're gonna come out the other side being even stronger, even wiser, even more beautiful. And you know, these good memories don't have to be grand and big, right? They can even just be like these memories that actually occur on a day-to-day basis, like when you're talking to your friends, or when you just see something really nice and it just makes you happy and makes you smile, right? It doesn't have to be like a huge deal, right? Like for me, if a cute stationery really made me happy, or having dinner with a friend, making dinner with a sibling, you know, there can be really, really small things that I don't think you would actually that it's like really small, really minuscule in the grand scale of things, right? That we kind of like brush them off, like, oh yeah, no, but they are actually super, super important, you know? Like when I couldn't drive my car and I mentioned it to my friend, and then weeks after they remembered that, and they offered to give me a ride, right? And that meant so much, because that meant that they really truly cared about me, and they were genuinely concerned about me, and they really wanted to help me. And so when we're stuck in our own little hole, right, it's like it reminded me of like this Chinese story, maybe it's like a folklore or whatever, that I learned when I was in Chinese school. And it's about a frog that's stuck in a well. And this frog is like, only, you know, when you're stuck in a well and you look up, you only see this much, right, of the world. So the frog only thought that was his world, was this much, right? But then one day he got out of the well and he was like, oh my God, this world is so massive and expansive and beautiful and wonderful and big and broad. So I think that's what we feel like when we're stuck in the hole, when we're in this little well. Our world kind of like shrinks and our perspective shrinks. So by remembering all the good times, we can sort of like, it's kind of like the rope, right, that to climb out of that well. And once we're out of the well, we can now clearly see that our problem is not as big as we make it to be. It's not as scary as we make it up to be. If we take a little time to breathe and kind of chill out, for sure we can get out of that problem and we can find a solution to that issue. And sometimes other people are the solution and we need to seek them out. And that's why it's so important to remember all the good times and all the good things in this world. You know, that it's our rope to get out and expand ourselves. And that's so beautiful, I think, to expand our world and to just learn more and about the world, ourselves, other people. So yeah, that's basically it. I just want to tell you guys that if you're struggling with something, don't worry about it. I swear once you get out of it and you look back, you realize it's not as much of a big deal as you make it out to be, and everything is gonna just work out. Sometimes we just need to really relax and not force life and not force like a solution. The solution will come to us when we're ready, when our heart is open and we're accepting and we're welcoming that solution. So don't force anything. Don't get so stuck up in your little well. And just life is beautiful. So, and you are beautiful, and you are so much more capable than you think you are. So give yourself credit for that. You have accomplished so many things. You have, overcome so many things in your life, and you can do that again and again and again. Have faith in yourself and have confidence in yourself. So I hope you guys have a lovely day or afternoon or evening, whenever and wherever you're watching that, and whoever you are. I welcome everyone of all genders, sexual orientation, and backgrounds. So please, I want this to be a really safe home for all of you guys. So that's it. I give you guys so much love and light, and I'll see you in the next video, which I'm super excited about because I'm exploring more and I really want to show you guys my explorations. I don't think I'll be doing like vlogs because I'm still very not good at that and pretty shy, and when I go into a store I kind of get like lost in the flow of things. I'm like in my own zone that I forget to like film or talk or say anything. So, but I'll definitely show you guys like more like hauls or maybe like photos and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned for more episodes and have a very lovely day. Bye.